Right, yep, so my name's Mel Downer. Thanks for having me. So yeah, originally from Queensland, Brisbane, lived in North Queensland, worked at the Centre of Excellence for a little bit, moved over to New Zealand for the past 3 years. So kia ora to our New Zealand whānau for being here. Thank you for coming back. Great to see you guys. So I'm here today to present on a topic called tagging up. For me, it's a defensive transition philosophy. I know it is often referred to as an offensive rebounding philosophy. I don't prefer to use the term offensive rebounding philosophy mainly because of what it implies. To me, that implies the message is that we're offensively rebounding at all costs and at the expense of D-trans often. So for me, the priority is D-trans. And if we're in a position to be able to offensively rebound because as a result of being in a good tag up spot, then go ahead and offensively rebound. So I'm going to talk for a little bit. Those guys will warm up and stay warm over there. I'll drag them over in a bit. I'm just going to bore you with some information. This is my view on tagging up. So as I've just alluded to, people teach it different ways, emphasize different things, use different messaging. So it's really just my view. There's no absolutes in basketball. There's more than one way to skin a cat. That's the great thing about this game. We all do things slightly differently. It suits me stylistically. So it suits my philosophy and how I like to coach the game. I like to coach the game from a defensive standpoint, hyper aggressive. If we've got a spectrum of defense and conservative is one end and aggressive is at the other end, I like to be more on the aggressive end of the spectrum. So tagging up allows me to be aggressive. It allows me to defend full court. And it allows me to control the tempo of games defensively and build pressure over 4 quarters. It really offers, for me, a point of difference to other defensive transition philosophies. I know there's a few more different ideas around how we approach D-trans now other than the traditional dogger, plugger, short safety, long safety. But hopefully I can give you a little bit of insight and provoke some thinking around how tagging up could potentially suit you and your teams. We've spoken about that. Look, in a nutshell, tagging up is the action that occurs on the rise of the shot. So for me, D-trans starts before the ball is shot and as it's in the air. We can only play good defensive transition if we have really good shot selection. So if the shot isn't predictable, if it isn't predictable from a predictable person at a predictable time, from a predictable spot for us in our offense, really difficult to be able to anticipate what happens next and be able to get into a tag up and then into a defensive transition scheme. So it all starts with shot selection. So on the rise of the shot, everyone is aware or everyone is expecting the shot to go up and can now get into the next thing. So the tagging up is what happens as the shot is on the rise. And instead of moving backwards, we move forwards and we tag who's guarding us at that point in the offense. That forces the opposition to box you out. As you move forward, if they don't box you out, you're more likely to get an offensive rebound. And what's the first thing we say as coaches on the sideline? Box out or you're going to sit on the sideline. All right, so it really forces other teams to box you out. And if they're boxing you out, they're not running up the other end playing transition offense. All right, so it slows them down in their transition offense. It also obviously puts you in a spot where you are more likely to be able to offensively rebound. By moving forward, you're more likely to be in a position to be able to rebound the ball or be in a better rebounding position or at least contest a rebound. The longer the ball's in the air being contested or tipped, the better off we'll be in our defense on the back line behind us as well. All right, so what are some influencing factors for tagging up and why tag up and why should you think about it as something for you? What is the objective of our offense? All right, we want to generate high percentage shots. We want to get into 2-on-1s, into 1-on-0s. We want to generate rotations and mismatches and get high percentage shots. Why do we have it? We want style of play. So why do we have a style of play? To generate those predictable shots that we talked about from predictable people at predictable times. So if we know when, where, and from who the shot is going to come from, we are better able to tag up and get into our D-trans. 40-minute game, so the game's obviously shorter now. So that allows us to be a little bit more aggressive with what we do. Observations of opponents. So I'm going to blow some wind up your asses at the moment, but Vic obviously do a really great job at national championships on rebounds, being super aggressive defensively as soon as someone rebounds the ball, often double team the rebounder. So there's relentless pressure from the moment there's a change of possession. Damian Martin, you know, from the Perth Wildcats, not sure if you guys remember him at all, legend of the game. Obviously, he made a living out of being a great rebounding guard, but then being able to fend full court and just hound the absolute crap out of the opposition. And then obviously we know about the 4 factors and analytics, and that we know that rebounding percentage is a really influencing factor in the game and winning more games. So there's some influencing factors on why tag up. Some other things about why you tag up, and these are observations from my time with the Sapphires, my time with the New Zealand Junior National programs, is it really allows you an opportunity to exploit mental gaps of your opponent. So that little slow mental gap that they might have transitioning out of defense into offense, you have a little moment to be able to exploit that if you're super aggressive. We also know that there is a higher percentage, shot percentage on possessions off of turnovers. All right, so if we're able to generate turnovers in the full court because we're matched up quicker, the percentage of those shots is higher. We know that shooting percentage on offensive rebounds is higher. So the more O-boards we get and the more putbacks we can get, or 14-second resets we can get, we know that the percentage of those shots is generally higher than a 24-second shot clock offense. We also know that the shooting percentage decreases the longer the shot clock goes down. So we want to be able to get in positions where we can tag up and put ourselves in an offensive rebounding position and effectively play D-trans the longer the shot clock goes on. 5-on-5 is also the lowest shooting percentage. And then we know the possession game is critical to results. So if you're generating more offensive rebounds, you're generating more possessions, and then that is critical to results. So that's they're all findings based off a little study I did with the Sapphires at the Asia Cup. We won gold at that Asia Cup, and then we went on to the World Cup and won bronze, all through tagging up. The Europeans absolutely hated it. They hated being dogged full court. They hated that the minute there was a change of possession that someone was there in their face, and they hated the level of physicality from being tagged up and being hit straight away. So it was a real point of difference for us on the international stage. Some other benefits for me on why it suits me stylistically, it really creates that front foot mentality. I like to coach my defense the way I coach offense, or the way we approach offense, which is how can we create an advantage here? So rather than playing defense is something that we have to do until we can play offense again, how do I use my defense to create an advantage? An advantage is obviously a buzzword at the moment in basketball with offense. How do we create an advantage? How do we keep an advantage? I like to think of defense the same way. How can we use our system and our style and our structure defensively to create an advantage? It really, as a byproduct, it really improves your defensive one-on-one capability just by the pure fact that you're playing full court man-to-man all the time. So you just get better at that as a byproduct. Another byproduct is you get better at boxing out because if you keep giving up O-boards, coach gets unhappy. So those things become welcome byproducts of tagging up just by naturally occurring. And it wears teams down mentally and physically, like I spoke about the Europeans, the Latvians, the Italians, they really hated it. Mentally messed with their heads a lot. And increases that shot clock pressure. All right, can we get you guys down on the baseline? Actually, I want you paired up with my apologies. I'm going to grab the basketball, please. Paired up with someone that you guard the game. I want you to be around the 3-point line. Apologies, bad coaching. Around the 3-point line with someone you guard the game. In a pair. Basketball down, you don't need it. Good. One person inside the 3-point line, one person out, just like you're playing defense. Good. Stay out there a little bit more room. Lovely. Right, so the first thing we need to know with tagging up is that we move forward on the rise of the shot. The second thing that we need to know is that we need to get high side of the person that's guarding me. So it's important to note that in our scouts, or when I talk in a pre-game speech, that there's no real assigned matchups. That way we're not on a change of possession trying to run and find my preferred matchup. We all guard everyone. So in the scouts, when I deliver scouts, everyone's got to know everyone. Everyone's got to be able to guard everyone for at least a brief period of time until we can switch back safely, and we'll talk about that. So when we tag, we want to move forward and we want to get high side so that we end up being between the person that's guarding us and the basket. If we go low side, we end up giving a lane in transition. So that's called a leak out. We want to avoid any leak outs. All right, so we want to be high side and we want to scrum them deep into a rebounding position. So the way we're going to do that, I'm going to pop this basketball down. Is you're playing defense. Good, we're in a defense. You guys are going to be my victims. You're in my line of sight. All right, when I say shot, you're going to try and get 2 feet in the paint, all right? And you've got to try and stop him by boxing him out. And the way I want you to get 2 feet in the paint is as you box out, you want to get high side. Where would high side be? Good, get between him and the basket, freeze. So you're trying to stop him from going that way, right? I want you to use your hips and your hands up. So get your hands up, show the referee your hands. So here, you're tagging. Hands up and use this hip and drive him deep and try and get 2 feet in the keyway. Good, if you can get him as deep as possible. Try and get him as deep as possible. One, that gets you in a really good offensive rebounding position, or a tip back. If you don't get the rebound and there's a change of possession, you've pushed them as far away as you can from their hoop. If the ball goes through the net, now we're in a position where we've pushed them as deep to their baseline as we can possibly get them, and we can generate some trapping opportunities from that as well. All right, so come back here. So when I say go, we're going to box out. Players on the 3-point line are going to tag, hip in, hands up, and drive, and call a scrum or jam. So in New Zealand, tagging up is called jamming up. I actually prefer that language because of what it says. You're going to jam your player as deep into the keyway as you can using your hip, not your hands. Because the minute our friends in black and white see hands on, they call a foul, right? Yep, all right, so ready? Down on defensive stance. Ready? Shot! Scrum, 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 scrum. And stop there, good, switch over, quick. Defensive position. Shot. Good, scrum deep, good, nice job. Keep going, go again, ready? Obviously you can have a coach here, you can dribble around. If you're, whatever principles you've got, if you're going to be in pack, you would be here, you would be here. Good, I might dribble around. You've got to adjust your pack positions. Keep adjusting, keep moving, keep moving, keep moving. I might throw the ball here. Good, you might give it back. Shot, get into it. So you can throw in some defensive principles at the same time. Good, swap it over. Good, ball's moving, ball's moving. Keep adjusting, keep adjusting. Throw it back, here we go. Throw it back, quick, gotta be ready. Here we go, here we go. Ready, shot. Good, get high side, hands up, good. All right, thank you guys. All right, so that becomes a staple of our warm-up, different variations. Sometimes we throw a shot in, sometimes we throw the ball on in the key way and that you try and have the old school boxing out, try and get the basketball. Different variations, but the premise of it is that we're starting to get used to moving forward, that we're starting to get used to the level of physicality, that we're using the strongest part of our body, which is our hips and our glutes, and not our hands. So trying to be really disciplined with that. All right. Now we'll get into what happens after the tag up. So I need 3 lines on the baseline, please. And grab 2 basketballs. I've got one here. Good, pop the basketball on the sides there. Good, and you're going to come out here. Good, you're just going to be on the dots. Good, hands up. All right, so after, we're just going to pretend there's a change of possession here. And we're working our D-trans up the other end, and then we'll add in a live shot. So what I want you to do, again, I'm on the aggressive end of the spectrum here with my defense. This won't be for everybody. But what I want you to do is you've got to maintain this triangle, and you've got to stay on the split line. So you can't leave the split line. All you guys are going to do is take 2 dribbles pass up the floor. You've got to run backwards. Now, if they get in line with your hips or get close, you can turn and sprint and get back in front, but you've got to maintain that. Now, at some point between here and that end, you've got to get a deflection. So you've got to go from running backwards to running forwards and get a deflection. Understand? 2 dribbles pass, 2 dribbles pass. That's all you can do. Not yet. Pick your moment. Pick your moment. Almost. Good. Go. Wait. Let him get to his triangle first. Ready? Go. Good. Hands up. Pick your moment. Good. Awesome. Great job. Here we go. Way to make me look good. Pick your moment. Pick your moment. All right, so we can't guard the ball. What's our job? Be on the split line. Be on the split line. Here we go. Be on the split line. You're not guarding the ball. You're on the split line. Good. Pick your moment to get a deflection. Here we go. Next group. You've got to run forward. So this is just our plugger spot or post tag up. I talk about flooding the floor, and I'll build that up and talk about it. If you're not guarding the basketball, and we'll add the person that guards the ball in a sec, I really want the plugger or the person that's flooding and presenting a crowd to the ball to be ultra aggressive, and I call it hunting. I want them to hunt deflections. In my philosophy and how I figure it, if we're going to give up layups being conservative, we may as well give them up being aggressive. So let's go for it. That's how I view the game. Again, it's not for everyone. Kids find it fun. I enjoy coaching it. Works for me. All right, so now we're going to add someone that guards the ball now. So someone guard the ball here. No, you stay. Yep, you stay there. You go guard the ball. So now you're going to do the same thing, all right? You're going to guard the basketball. But what do you think is going to happen? You can only do 2 dribbles pass, 2 dribbles pass. So as you take your 2 dribbles and you pass, what have you got to do? You've got to be that person. So the key here is to get 2 in front. You've got to run until you've got 2 in front. All right, you got 2 in front, so pass. Good, you've got to run and get 2 in front. Pass, running at 2 in front. Good. All right, what makes this easier is how quick you get back into that flood spot. All right, the quicker you can get there, the less space the ball carrier has to defend. The person guarding the ball has to defend. At some point, plugger, try and get a deflection. Here we go. Got to get 2 in front. Good. Get 2 in front. Oh, don't let him get behind you. Not bad. Next group. Here we go. Not bad, not bad. Good. 2 in front. Good. Good girl. Turn it over. Here we go. Good. 2 in front. Get there. Good. 2 in front. Good. Oh, almost. Quick recover. All right, so at some stage we'll go live. For the moment, I like them to get, you guys can go while I talk, I like them to get a little sense of satisfaction and success. So that's why there's that constraint on the offense where they can only take 2 dribbles before passing. We try and build up the confidence of the person guarding the ball carrier, and also give some confidence to the person that's in the plug spot, being able to get deflections. All right, we're just going to quickly talk about something here. I'm big on body language. So we want to read when the guy's going to pass the ball. All right, so it's really easy to read right now because I've told you it's 2 dribbles and pass. All right, so what does that tell you about when you go to make your deflection? Yeah, after the second dribble. Awesome, but now, on the flip side of that, what are you looking for from this person? Good, what does it look like to you? What does her body language look like to you to tell you that she's going to try and get a deflection? Pardon me? Yeah, it starts walking this way. What else? What else starts to happen? I start looking at the ball. I might turn my body. I start looking like a coiled spring. So my body language is now a tell. And, you know, if anyone's played poker, you don't want to have any tells. All right? So you've got to act with like you're not going to deflect it and not give any clues to him that you're running for a deflection. All right? So make sure that our body language says to them what we want it to say and doesn't give us away. All right? Have another go. Here we go. Good. Get there quicker. Too slow. Get there quicker. Almost. Here we go. Try and get a deflection. Oh, what do we see about body language there? We saw the coiled spring getting ready to go. Here we go. Next group. Sprint to spot. Sprint. Good. Whoa. 2 dribbles into pass. Get it. Good girl. Almost. Here we go. One more go. Body language. Don't give it away. Don't give it away. Don't give it away. Good. Nice. Good job. Well done. All right, so then I build that up into 3-on-3, into 4-on-4. Can I get a third group here on the tees there? Can I get a 4th group on the tees here, but still have 2 groups here? So it's 4-on-4 now. Step into the court. All right, so this is the 3 early threats. This is my rules in D-Trans. We want to neutralize 3 early threats. Number 1 is the basketball. You should feel really comfortable now in guarding the ball because you've only got this little space to defend because you've got gap support here. You will also have, I don't want you to send it there, all right, I want you to stay in front. You also should feel really good because we're going to have support up the floor, all right? This person here is responsible for taking away any kick-ahead passes, all right? We're going to apply such great ball pressure that we want to make sure that we don't negate that pressure by allowing a kick-ahead or a pressure-release pass, all right? So at the very worst, you're making them bobble it. At the very best, you're deflecting it, all right? If you can get a steal, even better. Make sense? So he's not allowed to catch it. No kick-ahead passes. Your job is what here? 2 in front and flood the floor, so you can even be a little bit... This is dependent on how athletic this person is. If they're a little bit bigger and slower, maybe that triangle's a little bit further back and they're less aggressive. If they're a little bit athletic, you can get up further like you can. Good, and your job is to flood the floor. So if you're on the weak side, you are presenting a crowd to the basketball, so the person guarding the basketball feels comfortable and confident that they only have to guard this side of the floor and not the whole floor. Can we see that, how we're helping just by our position? Good. All right, from there, defense start. Defense start. You know, check that your teammates are ready. I'm going to get out of the way so I don't get eaten up. Well, get there. Good. No kick ahead passes. Good. 2 dribbles pass. Oh, he got one. All right, reset down this end. 2 to the tees, 2 inside the court. All right, now offense. You've got a 3 dribble limit that resets every time you catch it. A 3 dribble limit resets every time you catch it. No kick ahead passes. Avoid ripping, getting rips down the middle. If you can rip it, go for it. You've got to try and stop that. You can only take 3 dribbles. Here we go. Good. Get 2 in front. Get 2 in front. Take it away. Good. Oh! That's a kick ahead. So Early threat, we've given up. Here we go, switch it over. Get out of the way here. Good, take it away. All right, so the point of this is to try and get the ball. Oh, kick ahead pass, reset it, keep going. Is to try and get the ball out of the primary ball handler's hands, try and get them to start their offense through their trail on the other side of the floor than what they really want to start it on. In a chew-up shot clock, try and generate some pressure. Perhaps we get an 8-second violation every now and then. Did we get a steal? Great job. One more go, one more go. One more good one for the people. So this hasn't even included any trapping scenarios. If you have a really great trail or plugger, like Mika Vukona made a living out of it, he would be in the plug spot and then he would trap the ball handler. So if you have someone that's really got a high IQ like that, you can get into some trapping scenarios as well. And now we're going to build the two together after this possession. All right, down this end, down this end. So now we're going to build the tag up into our defensive transition principles. I would love it if you go colours, thank you. Yes, please, I would love the basketball. Where is Nicholas Martin? Can I please get you standing in the keyway? Can I please get 3 pairs out, everyone else on the baseline? 3 pairs, everyone else on the baseline. All right, for now, can I go, you're guarding, you're in the corner. Can I get one on the wing, you're guarding him, one on the wing, one on the seam. Good, all right, defense, you're going to be in the corner, you're going to be on the wing, you're going to be on the seam. So ball will start here. Pass, guard the first offense. Pass, guard the second offense. Good, pass, pass. Good, all right, when it gets to here, we're going to pretend it's a made bucket again, just to get some confidence, just to get some success. So defense, you've got to allow the shot, and you're just going to shoot it to Nick. All right? You're going to shoot it to Nick, and we're going to box, because on the rise of the shot, we box, and we tag, and we get high side. Good, and we get our hands up, and we scrum deep. When Nick's ready, he will go out of bounds like the ref, and then it's a change of possession. So it's like it's been a made bucket. Take it out, it's a made bucket, and now we're in exactly what we were in before. All right, now we were in what we're in before. We want to stay behind, though, and we still want to scrum them as deep as possible. What absolutely cannot happen is a pass overhead, or that we get on their side and ride them, and they cut up the middle of the floor, and now I'm stuffed. All right, so we play behind, we allow the inbound, but we push them as deep as possible. We call it coffin corner if you can. Get them into coffin corner. All right, so if you pass it in, good, you're guarding the ball. Where would you go? You'd probably come over here. Good, you'd be in plug spot. Good, and what's your job? How many you got to get in front? 2 in front. Good, if she's gone weak side, what's your job? Good, flood the floor as well. Present a crowd to the basketball. Good, and then we play. All right, let's have a look at that from the start. So now we're just trying to create a more realistic scenario. Good, here we go, out of bounds. Ball pressure. Good, so again, you can have that person that's guarding the inbounder really get up and smother the ball and make that a difficult pass. If they're athletic, just come back down, walk it back down, reset, really smother the ball, make that a really difficult inbound. If they're athletic enough and quick enough to be able to sprint back and get it back into a flood position. If you've got a big that's not going to win, you guys can go, if you've got a big there that's not going to win the foot race, they can just start at the foul line already in their flood spot, so they're not having to run forwards and back again. 2 in front, try and get a deflection. Be aggressive here. Get 2 in front, try and get a deflection. All right, so how did we get a cross-court kick-ahead pass? What happened there? What was our ball pressure like? Did you feel pressured? So he needs to feel uncomfortable so that he can't just rise up and throw that. Reset it, here we go. Try and match up like for like where we can, please. Good, tag, tag, tag. Smother the ball, smother it, good. Keep him there. Try and get a deflection, be aggressive. Good, again, if it was 4 on 4 and we had another pair here, that rip doesn't happen. Yeah, you can shoot it. I love that he asked for permission. Well done. Good, walk it back down. We'll go one more go. I bet you he doesn't ask permission in his game tomorrow. Good. And tag, hands up, scrum deep. Good, smother it, get up and smother it. Play behind, yep. Try and get a deflection, plugger. If you can, get a deflection. Oh, over the top, that can't happen. All right, thank you, Nick. Now we're gonna play live. Same drill. Now if it's a made bucket, if it's for real a made bucket, you take it out of bounds like a basketball game. If it's a missed basket, we play it like a basketball game down this end. If there's an O board, we play offense. If there's a defensive rebound, we play live to the other end. Any questions? No, we're clear? Here we go. Good. Good. Ball pressure. Oh, get it. Good. Lovely. All right, so keep going. Set it up again. Keep running it. I'll just keep talking to the coaches. So some rules for me are I'm okay for you to offensively rebound if you're in a really good position to do so long as you don't give up sound defensive transition principles. So if you are just kamikaze running past your defender to try and chase an O-board, they leak out and there ends up being a cherry-pick situation, I'm not happy with that. That is not what we're trying to achieve here. However, there are caveats. For instance, I'm not sure if you, Australians in particular, Victorians will, Agnes Eminopu went to Stanford. She was an elite offensive rebounder, elite. We weren't saying to her, oh, Agnes, you know what, don't try an offensive rebound today. No, she had the green light. If she thought she could go get an O-board, go get it, sister. And if she missed it, no probs. We cleaned it up down the other end, but more often than not, because she was such an elite rebounder, she ended up coming up with the O-board or with a tip. So there are caveats for those sorts of situations. There's also caveats for if you have players that aren't particularly athletic, rim protector types, or they're just not going to win the foot race up and down the floor, you don't get them to tag up. So we had a situation as well with the Sapphires where she was never going to win the foot race, particularly in Asia, playing Japan and Korea. So she never tagged up. Rise of shot, if she wasn't in the offensive rebounding contest, she just ran back straight away and was ready to play defense. So there's no absolutes. Feel free to, experiment and change things based on what you've got and who you've got and what your strengths are. Some things to note are, run it the other side this time. You need to use your bench when you run this style of defense because you play full court a lot of the time. If you don't have a deep bench, it's really difficult to maintain the level of intensity, the level of physicality, and stay in front of people full court if people are playing 40 minutes a game. You can tag up against a zone. Obviously, you've just got to hit someone. So whoever is guarding you at that point of time, you just hit them. It's exactly the same. Good, out of bounds, here we go. Nice, good job. You can obviously tag up into zone presses or man presses. You can tag up and get back to a half-court situation or tag up back into a zone as well. So again, as soon as there's a change of possession, instead of just staying up and guarding, you just sprint back and get into your spots. So none of that changes, it's all the same. It's just what happens on the rise of the shot that's different. All right, stop there. Nice job, you guys are doing awesome. How many we got? We got 10, right? I don't think I have enough for the next drill, so we'll have to switch it up. All right, so if I have a basketball, please. If I get 4 pairs out, so seams and wings. Seams and wings, here we go. Seam here, good. I need 1 more pair out, please. Good, all right, so we'll look at a baseline spill situation. So a leak out is when, rather than boxing out, we sprint the floor looking for a cherry pick. A flyby is similar, where we shoot the basketball and I fly by, so a hard closeout and I keep going. So obviously those things trigger a numbers disadvantage. That obviously triggers safety. All right, so whenever we're out of, there's a number disadvantage. So someone has leaked out, someone has flown by, we're automatically in a scramble situation and triggers a safety. So we need to be aware of that. We're not going to do that now, but that was something that you do have to set up. It's messy. It's the same as a live turnover situation. All right, there's no perfect structure or system to deal with a live turnover situation. You just have to deal with it as best you can, but it helps to have some principles in play for that. What we're going to look at is a baseline spill. So I'll pass to someone. I've passed here. What that's going to look like is you're going to allow him to drive. Just down his hip. Good. All right, and we're allowing the shot, so the layup's happened, but as you've laid it up, or you've passed to the corner drift, either or, all right, you've fallen out of bounds, and it's a baseline spill, so you're out of the play, and now obviously we'd have a numbers advantage going the other way, all right? So in this situation, all right, so let's just say you've shot it. Whoever shoots the ball, and the ball's come through the net and you've rebounded it, has got to go and touch the wall. So we're simulating a live play situation, and now you're back in. All right, what I want to have happen is the highest player has to get to the top of the keyway. The closest player's got to guard the ball. You're going to be out because you're there. Good. Your job is now not to guard him because we guard everybody in this situation. All right? You're just going to sprint back to the closest elbow down the other end. What are the 3 early threats that we want to take care of? Number 1 was, number 2 was, yeah, there was a kick ahead. And number 3 we didn't speak about was a middle rip. That's our flood person, all right? So we want to take those 3 things away. I don't care how you do it. You're going to take those 3 things away. Your job after the baseline spill is to get back and find the closest elbow and then guard the next person. Cool, let's have a look. Ready? We're just going to throw, so whoever I throw it to, allow the drive, lay it up, out, baseline spill, go, go, go. Oh, who's guarding the ball? All right, reset. So what happened on the other side? We had someone initially guarding the ball. That's okay. And then what was the next thing? Didn't take away the kick ahead. Good. So now we've got to make sure that if we're on that side of the floor and the ball's on this side, that we've got to start shifting this way. No, you're good. It's your show. I'm just here. We good? All right, whoever I throw it to's got to lay it up. Ready? Here we go. Good. Baseline spill. Touch the... Good, go. Guard the ball. Nice job. Oh. Almost. Oh, verticality. Jump second. Leave the floor second. Good. Set it up again. Here we go. That was a better job, though. Great job. Again, there's no perfect recipe. There's no set pattern. The answer is just fix it. But we want to make sure that we try and take care of the 3 early threats. All right, as we, this is obviously a constrained situation where we've only got 4 on 4, so it's a little bit harder. There's more space to deal with So if we can get really good at this 4-on-4, when we add the 5th player in, it's even easier again. All right, here we go. Ready? Lay it up. Allow the layup. Baseline spill. Touch the baseline. Go. Guard the ball. Take away. Kick ahead. Flood the floor. Get to the elbow. Get to the elbow. Find who's open. Get there. Not bad. Here we go. Set it up. Much better. Got to hustle back quicker. Here we go. Here we go. Good. Someone take ball. Who's calling it? Who's calling it? Good. Got ball. Good. Who's got kick ahead? Who's flooding the floor? Take it away. Good. Nice job. Hey, no kick aheads, no middle rips. Great job. We had ball pressure. That was a great defensive possession. Ladies, I'm mindful that you're guarding guys. You did a great job. Here we go. Set it up. Ready? Go. Nice. Good. Take away the kick ahead. Set it up. Mismatches don't hurt us, but open play as well. So obviously, throughout the course of the offense, we're trying to create advantages. We use things like screens and cuts and whatever. We end up in switching situations or situations where we're not guarding like for like anymore. That's okay. You're not going to guard the point guard if you're a 5 for the whole possession. You're merely just trying to slow their transition down, and as soon as it's safe to do so, you go back and switch when you can with a more preferable matchup. All right, so fly by, whoever I pass to, gonna shoot the ball and fly by. Go, 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 go! Wait, time! Go, go, go!
All right, first of all, I just want to thank you all for having me, and a big shout out to Mel, outstanding work with the tagging up series you just showed us all there. I'll get into it as quick as I can and get you out of here as quick as we can, particularly because these athletes over here have given up their time, but they also have games tomorrow. So we are working defense. Mel's done our D-trans, what we do in that transition. I'm taking what we're going to do once you get there, okay? It's no secret at the moment that defense is a bit of an issue right now across the country. Boys, girls, every age group, having the ball defensively as a priority is something that's kind of gone out the window a little bit. And there is a valid reason for it. When we returned from COVID, the aim was to keep kids playing, to keep them enjoying it. And what do they enjoy? Offense. But now we've got to turn our attention back to the defensive side of the ball and make sure that if we make it a priority, they will make it a priority too. So we'll quickly go through. If we could get the athletes up on the floor, please. Can you pair up, please? We don't have enough basketballs, do we? We've only got 3. That's fine. Get into groups of 3, please, and 1 group of 4. Get a basketball per group. Doesn't matter. Okay, this group here, you can be my demo group, please. Can I please get offense just outside the 3-point line? Defense, just feet inside the paint. You've got the ball. We'll put you 2 behind here, so you'll be in a line. So you'll just cycle through in a line, O to D, D out, okay? So one of the things that I'm going to go through today, it's really important to understand, this is something that I'm working on with my athletes at the moment, if they are having trouble with traditional closeout. If they're not having trouble with traditional closeout, let them be, okay? But if they are struggling with the footwork or the footwork's not working for them, because obviously every athlete's different, maybe give this a go, okay? So all you're going to do, pitch the ball, okay? We're going to close it out. If you can get a shot away, get it away. That'd be 1 point to you whether it makes or misses, okay? That's the drill. Now the points of emphasis. So we come back here. After your pitch, your aim, hand above the ball, okay? You can take a quick sprint step or you can go into your stutter step, but your last step, I want you to be what we call a pop, all right? So we go shot and pop. So you're going to take care of the ball and then pop back on 2 feet, all right? So we're not giving a lead foot. We're feet outside of feet, and we're a neutral stance. So if you can get your hand on the ball and then pop back, you get a point. Are we all right with that? Are you okay to demo? Let's have a look. Good. So you've got a point there. Rotate through. What do you change? Keep going. What do you change? Close out. Yeah, you've got to get there quicker. Okay, your hand's got to be above the ball. Hands are down low. Let's get into it on this side of the floor, please. Doesn't matter where you are, just find a spot. If you can get the 3 away. Really a massive, I don't know about what's going on in other states, but in Victoria, there's a lot of this. And a lot of it's to do with coaches that are, rightly or wrongly, living in pack defense that's not correct. And what I mean by that is if you're going to be in pack defense, that's fine, but pack defense means max ball pressure. Where it's evolved to is pack defense means we're all going to step 6 feet off, okay, and keep our hands to the floor, all right? So we're trying to encourage to get the hand above the ball, see if you can get your hand on the ball, take care of the shot, and then pop. And the reason for the jump, now, there's a bit of data out there, probably not enough to solely go off the data, okay, but there is a bit of data out there that says the 2-foot jump is now quicker for me to move laterally we need a bigger data, I believe we need a bigger data set before we go just off of that, but it is something that we're sort of seeing a bit of, I guess, success with our athletes at the moment. Pop, good. Here we go, show me a good one. So, hold that there. So a really big part of this, because we're just going to build this up and I'm not going to, flog you guys, but we need to make sure that we're not giving a lead foot. Lead foot, like we're not coaching you for club stuff, we're coaching you for beyond. Give a lead foot, boys, you're on a poster. Girls, you've lost the game, okay? So we need to make sure we're feet outside of feet, neutral stance, hand above the ball. Show me a good one. Good, that's okay. Did you pop? No. No. So we took care of the shot. Second action's got to be to take care of penetration, okay? Good, all right. Now, offense, okay? Same rules. Defense, take a step further back, please. Now, if you get the shot away, take the shot. Again, you get a point, whether it makes or misses. Defense, if you can get a hand on the ball, that's fine. Offense, if they take care of the shot, okay, now you've got 2 hard dribbles. We are not scoring it at this stage, okay? 2 hard dribbles either to your right or to your left, okay, and then pick it up. Defense, your job is to play our push points. So back out for me. That's it. Okay, so from here, okay, your push point is over the top of that elbow. So if he goes to the middle, you're forcing him outside of there, okay? If he goes to your baseline, you're sending him out straight down the line, okay? He can go to short corner. All right, they're your push points. Off you go. Now, a really big part of this, and you'll see it probably more on the girls' side than you will the boys, no disrespect, ladies. They'll maybe take the first chest blow, and then the gate opens up. And that's why we really go really hard on the push points to try and give that visual to, whilst we take that hit or that chest blow, we're not now, our job's not done. We're not then allowing them to turn that corner and get on the rim. We're now saying, my job's to pop back, ready to play, and they can go where I want them to go. So we've got to get back to where we were proactive defensively rather than reactive. Pop. Good. Pop. So as you can see, and again, a lot of this is probably due to habits. Okay, a lot of them are used to the stutter step, and there's nothing wrong with that. Okay, it will take time. It's time we're not going to put in today because Nick will kill me. All right, but it's up to us to drive that detail. Pop. Did you pop back? What do you think would happen if there was someone in black and white on this with a whistle? Hands are on, bang, they're going to get you. The closer you get to the rim, the more likely they are. Okay, pop back, take care of it. Good. Pop back, take care of it. Hit, good. Okay, hold there. Again, we're not going to do this here. You'd build this up into one-on-one and let them play it out. Okay? The whole reason we're not doing that is mainly to preserve these guys. So, we've taken care of the shot. We've popped back and we're taking care of penetration. Now we've got to take care of the wall up. So can I get you here for me with your right foot on the edge of the charge circle, please? Can I get you on the block for me, facing this way? Left foot just inside the lane line. Okay, when you're ready, you're going to hand him the ball. Okay, you're going to forward pivot on your left foot and wall up. You're going to forward pivot, and you can only pivot to score. Okay? So you can't put the ball to the floor, you can only pivot. That's the drill. O to D, D out. Point of emphasis here though. When we talk wall ups, we often see this. Okay? The problem with that is we're now going from wide, difficult to get around, feet outside of feet, to tall and skinny, which is easy to step around. And those that coach girls in particular, you'll see they have no problem just pivoting and pivoting and pivoting until they can find a shot, okay? So while the ball is live, which means they haven't looked to release it, so the ball is still live, your wall up needs to be low and wide. So it's live, you're wide, okay? As soon as, and Mel mentioned it in her clinic, as soon as the ball is now being released, you are tall and skinny and second off the floor, okay? There's nothing worse than seeing that up fake, we bite on it and they step through and make a layup, okay? So we're wide until the ball's released, and as the ball's being released, we're tall and skinny, second off the floor. We good with that? Let's go. Good. Rotate, O to D, D out. Next one. So you wouldn't normally have this many sitting out. You'd use both ends of the floor if you've got it. You'd have more active on one end if you've only got one end. But it's a couple of things are happening here. Understanding and being able to learn how to read when a shot is actually going is a skill in itself, rather than anticipating that a shot's going, but also getting comfortable with contact. Understanding that it's okay if someone squares up into me, I can take that and it's not going to hurt. Good, low and wide. Good. It's really not about blocking the shot anymore. Blocks are great, and if you're a shot blocker, fantastic. But it is all about changing the shot. If you can force offense to shoot this, okay, off balance, wrong-footed, wrong hand, if you can force them to shoot majority of those shots for the game, you're in a good spot. So we've got to remove the emphasis of blocking the shot and put the emphasis on changing the shot. Low and wide, good. Good. Okay, let's take this up a notch. Offense, if you score, you get a point. Okay, defense, if you force them into a contested tough shot, okay, so nothing uncontested, you get a point. Go. And that right there is why games approach, and it's not the topic, but games approach coaching is really important. So the very first ones, they were just going through the motions. Now all of a sudden you put scores on it, and now I want to beat you, okay? Constraints, critique through questioning, but most importantly, competitiveness. Good. 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 Okay, hold that there. Can I get a pair out here for me, please? O and D. Okay. Defense on split line, offense down in the drift, please. Yep. Okay, everybody else off the floor. Okay, you're going to hand the ball here and tag out. So just put a, foot out either side. You're now in disadvantage. Okay. We're going to start you sorry, I did say split line, lane line. Okay. So it's a later help. You've got 2 dribbles max to get on the rim. That's your job, okay? Your job, okay, is now to come off of split, all right, and wall up and protect the bucket. Your job, okay, is to obviously first try and get back in front if you can, otherwise rotate, all right? You can only catch and shoot, okay? So if you're gonna make the pass, you have to have done a job to draw the D to make that happen. Okay, now the key is defensively, okay, can you beat her to the spot to get back around in front and play our push points? Okay, if she doesn't get back in time, can you get back or get across and contest without fouling? Okay, so if she's live, you're wide. As it rises, that's when you're second off the floor. Okay, let's have a look. Good, O to D, D out. Let's go. Now, communication is key. because as we know, communication cures chaos, right? I heard you, which was good, but your language or your communication didn't match your action, right? So what happened? Talk me through it. Yeah, so you said stay, but then you connected to the ball, didn't you? Okay? Like I said, communication cures chaos, so we need both of you nice and loud, okay? And the communication has to match your action. Here we go. Good. Now, why am I okay in this drill with that shot? Yeah, what else? Well, you can't drive, so. In a game, let's think game-like, right? Would that be your rotation? There'd probably be somebody else who has to take that first. So I'm not really concerned if you get that, but what I do want to see is us carry our footwork from the first drill into this, okay? So I want us to take care of the shot and then pop back, okay? We need to be consistent as we go through. Here we go. Good. Rotate, O to D. Rotate. Good. Good. Last one. Good. Not too bad. So points of emphasis for coaches, athletes just take a little beat for now. For coaches is when we tag out, so just put your foot either way, okay? Hold that. So offense has the advantage, okay? Where do you need to get get back in front of the ball? Where do you need to beat him to?
Probably the lane line.
Yeah, so we want to try and get lane line as quick as we can. There's no point turning and trying to get into this, because that's likely going to be a foul, right? We want to stay as close as we can, though, and beat him to the lane line and then play our push point. Yep. All right, let's have one more go at it. Good. Okay, let's get offense and defense in the diag, please. Same rule for the offense over here, but now you have a secondary defender. Here we go. Good. Rotate, O to D, D out. Good. Carry through from activity 1, shot and pop. Here we go. When do we get into rotations? When do we get into, so if the ball was, let's say the ball's here, and it gets skipped to there, when do you move? On the flight of the ball. Right now, you're all waiting for the catch to decide when to go, okay? Got to start anticipating that now. Here we go. Better. Good. Now, if he had the bounce, if he had the dribble, would he have been able to get by you? Why? Yeah, good. So you're up, tall, out of stance, gave a lead foot. Okay, consistency with your footwork. Shot and pop. Here we go. Good. And now, we just saw there a perfect example. Just take a beat, guys. A perfect example. So we just spoke about shot and pop and taking care of that. You did a really good job of it. But because you were focused on that, you forgot about this, okay? So that's where this is going to take time, right? That's really good because you've made an adjustment. Now we've got to add to that adjustment, all right? If anybody has a question at any stage too, please yell out. Otherwise, I'll just keep talking relentlessly. So can you pair up for me, please? Can you jump on the halfway line? So can I have offense on the halfway line, defense about 1.5 meters off. Ball starts here with D. okay? We won't do too much of this. We'll probably just show it a couple of times. We're going to pitch the ball back and forward, maintain your space, okay? Pitch the ball back and forward, and you're sidestepping across the halfway line. Once you hit the lane line, okay, at any stage, you can now put the ball to the floor and look to attack, okay? Your job is to play our push points. So keep him outside of the elbows, all right? One really important part is when we take this chest blow here, so we get across and we take this chest blow, our process is hit, pop, drop, okay? And then we're sending them to the short corners. We're not opening the gate. All right? We okay with that? You're trying to score it, yep. Good. What's the one thing I would change? Yeah, okay. Hands out. Here we go, next group. Come on, ladies, let's go. Next group. Keep your hands out, good. What's the one thing I'd change? Loud, because I'm deaf and old. I used to play with Jacob's mum. That's how old I am. No, your hands were pretty good. What happened when the shot went up? Yeah, got to find a body and box out. Yep. Okay, hold that there. That's a good cue to stop. All right. So making sure, again, priority is push points, priority is chest blows and keeping hands shown, okay? You'll probably find it, and again, when I say this, ladies, I don't say it with disrespect. You'll see it more on the girls. You'll see that hand on the hip. They do it a lot, okay? We've got to emphasize getting that off, and we've got to get that hand off the hip as early as possible, because it's a habit. By sort of 18s and beyond, it's a habit. It's really hard to fix. So the earlier you can get into that, the better, okay? So now we're sort of taking care of the ball. We've taken care of closeouts. If in transition, they've got us into mismatches, and now we've figured it out, okay? And they're in the half court. So can I please get offense and defense in the seam, please? Offense and defense in the corner, offense and defense in the seam here, please. So we're going to talk, just one. You start with it. Yeah, you start with it. Okay. So you could do this drill a million different ways. I often make pass, cut, lift, reversal, and then get into the action. But again, for the sake of the athletes, we'll just do it in its simplest form, okay? So you'll start with it. You're now in a pin down, okay? We're starting to work to try and get open, all right? And this is how we're defending it. Lock and trail has given the illusion that we're allowed to play from behind. Right? We're allowed to give them the advantage and we'll just follow, okay? If we want to be aggressive and we want to say, hey, we're going to be proactive and we dictate terms, we want to be tight and fight, all right? So you're in a nice open stance here, okay? Just on the lane line here, nice and open, so you can see the ball if you need to, okay? But if there's a temptation to curl, he's going to curl into you. Come back for me though. Just go back maybe 2 steps, okay? We don't want to wait until we've been clipped by the screen to start making contact here, okay? So I want you to go find him, okay? Get foot on the hip. We're back foot, almost back foot denial, okay? So now it's difficult for him to back cut because of your body being in the way. But now, as this screen comes, all right, we're heel, hip, and hand through and over, okay? And we want to fight through, go from wide stance here, so we take the hit, wide stance to skinny stance, okay? So we get in tight and then we fight, all right? If we need to push him off the line, we push him off the line. Hopefully Alan's not still here, okay? So come back for me. Really important, and if offense holds for a second, to try and allow him more time to screen you, get your armbar on him too, okay? What will happen then is he'll think he screened you, but now you've created space for yourself to be able to get through that gap. Does that make sense? All right, let's have a look. Tight and fight. Good, really good. And hold there. In normal time, this is the next space getting better and better. In normal time, you would let them play that out, okay? And what you would want to do is get to a point where they're having to defend it multiple times. Really easy in rehearsal to get that right. Where it becomes difficult is when you then shift it and get to second side or even third side and that action happens, that's where the breakdown occurs, okay? So let's switch it over O to D. Outstanding work, well done. Let's have another go. Good, hold that. So, we didn't really have to fight, did we? Why? Yeah, he didn't connect because he gave space because he was expecting you to climb through and fight. We take that gap and we're fine, okay? So that's the sort of thing we're trying to say here is we're going to dictate, we're going to force offense to do something they don't want to do, okay? So what's going to happen here? Okay, let's start the ball here. We'll show it one time. We're going to pitch. You're going to burn cut as hard as you can through, okay? Get out. You're going to lift. We're going to boomerang it. Yep. Then you're going to pin down, okay? So on this burn cut, we're on the flight of the ball, okay? We're jumping on the flight of the ball and we send all cutters behind us, all right? Nobody gets between us and the ball. We cool with that? Let's have a look. So that's where we start to see breakdowns when multiple actions have to be defended. So we have to put them in multiple actions, okay? Because he had to defend the burn cut, then he had to defend the pin down, okay? Let's switch it over. Good. Do you think you can get, Jacob, do you think you can get skinnier on that and get through the gap? Yeah, so we sort of got content putting hands on and then allowing him to go where he wanted to go, okay? Really good. Can I grab a fourth pair in, please? So we get offense and defense. Let's go on the wing. Again, we won't do too many of these. So we'll pitch, okay? You'll pin down. If you get nothing off of that, stay your side of the floor. Okay, so if you do curl it, get back out your side and we lift. Okay, we're then going to pitch. You're going to burn cut. Replace. Okay, replace. You can look to attack on the double gap if you want to. Okay, once it gets back to here, okay, now you just live and play. But basketball overrides everything. Okay, so if you can score off that first pin down, you score off it. Defense, you have your rules. Now, what's lacking from defense at the moment? Yeah, and it's the answer everyone always gives because it's always right. Communication, okay? You need to start talking to each other and letting each other know what's going on, okay? Here we go. Good bump, good catch. Not too bad, okay? O to D. Tighten fight, send all cutters behind. Good. Good wall up, good job. So again, it's about giving them the opportunity to build from each activity and take it to the next activity, and take it to the next activity. Build it up and put it all together. Is it perfect? No. And it's not going, it's not going to be perfect for a while, okay? It's going to take time. What we're going to do here, last thing. Everyone just got really excited because I said last thing, didn't you? Can we get 4v4, please? So just 2 seams, 2, what have I done here? I'm like Britney Spears. 2 wings, 2 seams, please. Okay, so this is what we talk about avoiding for offense. So I talk about this with offense, avoid neutral, okay? Defense's job is to get back to neutral. And what I call neutral is you're guarding him and you're fine, you're guarding him and you're fine, you're guarding here and you're guarding here and you're fine, okay? At the moment, we're not in a threat from the offense. That's neutral. You force the ball to stick, that's neutral, okay? So defense has to get back to neutral. Offense has to avoid that, okay? So we're just going to play 4v4 here, okay? You can pin down, you can, the only thing you can't do right now is on-ball screen or dribble handoff, okay? But you can do anything else, all right? 4v4. Defense, your job after whatever action they choose, whether it be a pin down, a flare, a back screen, whatever that is to get back to neutral as quick as possible. If you get back to neutral, it's a turnover from the offense and you get back into offense. If offense score it, they keep it. Are we okay with that? Let's have a look. Stop. Neutral. Switch it up. Here we go. So what you'll see too from the offense, so I know we're talking the D, but what you'll start to see from the offense is the ball will move, the players will move because they don't want to get to neutral. So they'll start to stay in constant action so they can stay in offense, which from the offensive side of things then allows us to have more player and ball movement, more likely to score. Here we go. Good. Good. Okay, last one. Let's go, D. Good. Hold that there. Great job trying to send her to the push point. Well done. How was our closeout? How was our closeout over here? Talking to you. 37.
Oh,
Yeah. No. So what did we do? What was wrong with it?
I didn't have
Yeah. So you're closing out on a boy, completely understanding of that, okay? But if we've got feet outside of feet, he can't just go by you, he now has to go around you, okay? And that's the habit we've got to get ourselves into, all right? I'll leave it there because I'm pretty sure we're pretty cooked. Again, can we get a big thank you to the athletes? There's a fair bit we didn't really get to. I'll be here all week if you want to have a chat about it. Like I said, it's by no means revolutionary, but it is something that we do need to have an emphasis on and make sure we are driving the detail on it, because otherwise, as we've seen in the last few years, they're just playing defense to get ready and hurry up and play offense, rather than playing defense to get stops and control the game. All right, thank you for having me. Thank you to the directors for having me. Like I said, yell out if you need anything.